Let's just call that in focus because I have no idea. If you're watching this, then chances are that you've already tried making sugar wax. However, you're probably running into a little issue. So allow me to explain what's happening, how to prevent it, and possibly how to fix it? Maybe. So as explained in my previous video titled, Watch This Before You Make Sugar Wax, I told you guys that there are actually different types of sugar, and there are 4 to be specific, which are strip sugar, soft sugar, firm sugar, hard sugar. Oh, that's it. Which all range between about 130 degrees to 260 degrees Fahrenheit. But what do you think happens if you cook your sugars outside of that range? Exactly. Basically staying within that range of temperatures means that your sugar is going to stay in a syrup or a paste-like consistency. So going beyond the highest level, which is hardball stage, means that you are reaching new territory. And that is the crack stage. Sorry, I can't say that with a straight face. So when you reach temperatures of around 270 to 290 degrees Fahrenheit, you have reached the soft crack stage. And the hard crack stage is around 300 to 310 or even 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember when I talked about sugar concentration? Well, these sugars have even less water content after cooking, which is why they get brittle and hard. Because in case you didn't know, sugar is literally just evaporated sugarcane juice, meaning after all of the water has evaporated, you're left with a solid. Of course, that solid being what we know and love as sweet crack. So yeah, when your sugar is overcooked, you are legitimately just making candy. So that's why I refer to these stages as the lollipop stage. Because once you reach the hard or soft crack stage, then chances are, that's what you just made. So long story short, if you want to keep your sugar soft and you're a beginner, I would recommend that you make a sugar that is within this range, which is the soft to firm. That is if you're looking to use it as a paste, or if you want to use it with strips, then of course you can also make the strip sugar. I would also recommend following my DIY soft sugar video, which of course I will link down in the description box, and it will also be in the playlist if you click on the I in the right hand corner of the screen. And that video will also be helpful if you don't have a thermometer. Like I said earlier, if you want to prevent overcooking your sugar, then basically what you want to do is follow the cold water trick that I showed you guys in the DIY soft wax video, and you want to repeatedly check your sugar until you have reached your desired consistency, which should be a paste that is soft enough for you to easily spread on your skin. If you have ended up with a sugar that is a little firmer than you would like, meaning you have reached the hardball stage, you'll know this because the sugar will clump together, but it's still pretty firm to the point that it's slightly hard, yet it will still flatten into a pancake when you press it between your fingers. And although it takes more effort and muscle, you can continue to manipulate it. So assuming that you were going for a soft sugar, then yeah, you can pretty much consider this overcooked because it's too firm for you to use easily. However, technically this sugar can still be used. It's gonna probably be easier for someone to use who lives in a really hot climate. But I digress because I'm gonna be talking about in another video what sugars are good for who and why. However, you'll know when you've reached hard crack stage when your sugar instantly turns into threads as it hits the water. The sugar will be completely hard to the touch, as the name implies, and if you try to manipulate it, it will literally just crack. Once you've reached the soft or the hard crack stage, your sugar is definitely overcooked and is no longer going to be in a state that can be used as a paste. But some of you usually ask me, can your sugar be saved? Which you'll probably be happy to know that it can. Maybe. Whether or not your sugar can be saved is actually going to depend on how far gone your sugar has been cooked. So as you can imagine, this ain't gonna cut it. However, if your sugar is maybe at the hardball stage or even maybe the soft crack stage, depending on how firm it is, then you may even be able to salvage it. And by the way, I do mean maybe, because this technique will not always work. So what you want to do is take no more than 1 to 2 tablespoons of water and add that to your sugar. Then you want to reheat it for literally only a few seconds to about a minute or 2. So if you're using a microwave, then you can do 30 seconds or 1 to 2 minutes on the stove. And then you want to leave that to cool like you normally would. Once your sugar has completely cooled and it is still a liquidy consistency that kind of melts back into itself, that means that you can now use this sugar with strips. So that would be my recommendation. So that's it, guys. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to comment down below if you try any of the tips in this video, because I want you guys to share your experience down below and help others. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, because there are going to be so many more sugar videos coming. See you in the next one.